The first taste of basketball was actually watching my brother play. And I grew to love basketball. I just fell more and more in love with basketball. And I finally decided that I wanted to pursue basketball and try to make it to a professional level, probably about third grade. The transition from Victory Christian to Kentucky was really interesting. It was kind of an eye-opener because Kentucky basketball is like a religion. The competition level is just much higher. The players are better. It took a lot of time in the gym alone where you're just trying to work out the kinks and just continue to try to get better and better. So that was also fun for me because I do enjoy a challenge. During that time when I was thinking about ending my college career and trying to make the leap to the NBA, there was a lot going on with my family. My dad had heart issues in the past, and then that kind of came back up again when I was in college. And so I had some family things that I was thinking about. So without all that stuff happening, maybe I stay one more year and just make it a sure thing that I get drafted where I want to. But as it was, with all the stuff going on with my family, I decided to leave school. So I'm going through all my workouts and I get injured. I tore my groin, and that was really tough for me because I missed the combine, and because of that, I didn't get drafted. And that was tough for me too, because I thought I was a high enough caliber player to get drafted. In the D League, it was definitely a grind. Playing for the Fort Worth Flyers was really good for me. I learned a lot from those NBA workouts for various teams. The Warriors were trying to call me up January 1st, and my phone was off. And my mom's calling me. She had called me a ton of times, and I answered the phone. And my mom is going crazy. She's like, "You're about to miss your call up. What are you doing? Where have you been? We've been so worried about you. The Warriors are trying to call you up. Your agent is calling you. The Warriors are calling you. What is wrong with you? We've been praying about this, and you're about to miss your call up." Luckily, the Warriors were pretty gung-ho about calling me up, and I flew to meet the Warriors in Oklahoma City, and that's where I signed my first NBA contract.
Azubuike, and there's his first NBA bucket and a nice take to the rim.
Looked very smooth.
Azubuike in a foot race to the rim and a very quick dunk with the right hand.
The first couple years playing with the Warriors were actually a lot of fun for me. I learned a lot, and that 07 year was the 07 We Believe team. So it was a wild time, and I'll never forget it. That was still probably the most fun I had in the NBA. That 09 season and that 9th game of the season, got the ball at the top of the key, ripped it through like I normally do, drove it to the right, jumped off my left foot, and my left knee just gave way. The doctors told me what the case was. I had a ruptured patella tendon. It was gonna be at least a year of recovery. I had the surgery. I learned later that it was not a good surgery because he just decided he's gonna sew up the patella tendon as good as he can. During that time, I got a call from Don Nelson, and he was like, "How's your recovery going? How's rehab going?" After that call, the next day, I was traded to the Knicks, and I actually had learned that my other knee was not in good shape. I had surgery on the right side of my leg, and then I found out that my dad died. How it happened was my mom had gone on a trip, I guess a business trip, and had left my dad in LA in 2010. And it had to do with his pills, whether he was taking them, whether he was not, which was a long story, and that had been a long struggle. And as it happened, he ended up dying in his bed. The doctor had said that if he ever stopped taking his pills, he was gonna die eventually because he needed that to keep the heart going. And it was all happening while I was trying to deal with my knees and recover and navigate through that time. When that injury happened and the recovery was really my family, and just being with them and them encouraging me and them praying with me, it was what helped me continue to grind and continue through that monotonous recovery. I got to the point actually where I could look good for at least 45 minutes. The Dallas Mavericks hit me up after I had been waived by the New York Knicks and put me through a workout. After that, they pretty much signed me on the spot. My first game back was with the Warriors, and I was doing all I could to stay on the court, to make it through that season. The whole time, my knees are just deteriorating. That season ended, so they traded me to the Cleveland Cavaliers during that off season. And at one point, I'm running and doing our sprints and everything, and my left leg just goes numb. And obviously, everybody, the front office saw that, was watching me, and they're like, yeah, this guy isn't gonna make it. So they released me early, and that was pretty much the end of my career. And that's when I started thinking about what else I was gonna do after that. I actually ended up going back to college to finish my degree. So in 2015, I go back to school for 6 months, and it was great to be able to achieve that, to work hard and get that done and keep my promise to my mom. So the NBPA reached out to me, and I guess I had expressed interest in broadcasting in the past, and so I ended up going to this program that the NBA put on called Broadcaster U, and I really just fell in love with broadcasting in general and just decided, okay, I'm gonna do this. This is what I want to do. I fell in love with it and really decided from there that I was gonna pursue a broadcasting career.
Dylan Brooks is all over him. I got him. I'm right here. But Steph is just different.
I actually reached out to Jim Barnett, and so I hit him up. I was like, hey, what's up, man? You know, we caught up a little bit. So he gives me advice, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna put you in touch with NBC. And so I got started. The first year with the Warriors doing pre and post game was 2015, 2016. After that, it was just all gravy. We were just having a great time, and me enjoying basketball, being able to talk about it, break down what's going on, why things are happening, and try to help the people that are watching understand it the same way. All the things that I've been through, the community around me is really what helped me get through it, and just persevering through those tough times is just about never giving up and continuing to run. The only way to finish a race is to keep running, one foot in front of the other, and it's the same thing with life. You just keep going, keep fighting. I'm a stronger person. I feel like I'm closer to the Lord, I'm closer to my family. So thankful that my journey was what it was. Wouldn't change any of it, and here I am.